Ancient wisdom. Is it so ancient? 131 years of Cameron United Methodist Church? Oh, I don't know. I'd like to think it's just a snapshot in time. I'm going to read a little piece for you, recalling the story of this wonderful place. Historic Cameron Church. It boasts the longest continuing Methodist congregation in South Denver. Cameron traces its roots back to 1888, when its 5 charter members and a circuit-riding preacher by the name of John Collins struck a deal. He would become the first minister of this church, and they would help build that fellowship. For a time, Cameron was a church without a building. However, less than 2 years later, construction was completed on a new church at the corner of Iowa and Washington. It still stands today, right on that corner. Now, they got that all done for the princely sum of $3,000. The building was named after Civil War Union General Robert Cameron, who gave a sizable donation of $250. And so, by 1892, with the church built, Cameron was able to support a full-time pastor. During this time, Cameron kept growing along with the South Denver community, expanding its role. By January 1909, the church board realized they needed a new place. They began exploring the potential for adding space to this church. So, excavation began at the end of the year at a new location. Yep, right here, the southeast corner of Iowa and Pearl. So, the Cameron Church of today was designed by noted church architect Thomas Barber. I believe he designed a number of churches not only throughout this state, but throughout this nation. And I think one of the churches he designed was the Hollywood United Methodist Church in California. Now, the unusual thing about this church, it features this beautiful, beautiful domed ceiling. And at a point, the highest point, I believe it rises to 150 feet. Frank Watkins, whose family still operates the Watkins Stained Glass Studio, he designed the 4 large stained glass windows that overlook Iowa. Okay? And the University of Denver Chancellor, Henry Bucktel, he laid the church cornerstone on March 9th, 1913. I believe it's right back there. You can see it on the outside of the building. The new building was built for the grand sum of $35,000. Now, when you think about it in today's terms, in today's dollars, that's almost $1 million. Now, the new church more than doubled the capacity of the first, with the sanctuary able to seat 500 persons, and the Sunday school area downstairs accommodating 400 more. The church even formed its own orchestra in 1915, and I guess that's really a precursor of all the musical endeavors we've continued to this day, including our friends with Retrogress. Kathy, thank you. Throughout the years, Cameron has survived 2 world wars, the Great Depression, most recently a global pandemic. Yet the doors remain open to this long-standing centerpiece of the South Denver community. Today, Cameron is a proudly progressive church, striving to include all persons, without regard to sexual orientation, race, nationality, gender, family configuration, ethnic background, economic circumstances, difference in ability, culture, or age. And yes, Cameron depends on you, all of you seated before me, all of you online, all of its congregants, to define it, to support it, and to lead it into the future, just as it has for the past 131 years. Thank you.